Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about how I map my son's math track and how I map his science track. I did receive a few questions in reference to how I determine what math or science courses my son will take. If you have seen any of my older videos, you have heard that when it comes to math and science, those are two subjects that I really want to make sure my son has a firm grasp in, just in case he makes the decision to head off to college, or if he decides he wants to pursue dual enrollment while in high school, or if he decides he wants to graduate early from high school. Regardless, these are the two tracks that I most focus in on, just to make sure that prior to him entering into the high school grade level, he has a few credits in his back pocket. Can these things change? Absolutely. It totally depends on my son's interest. It depends on what he desires to do as he gets older. But all I want to do is make sure that he has the minimum requirements necessary in order to enter a four-year institution if he so decides that's what he wants to do. So if my son also decides to go into public school in the 9th, 10th, or 11th grade, I want to make sure that I have thoroughly prepared him within our homeschool journey, just to make sure he's ready to take the courses necessary within our school district. The first thing that I do is I go online and I look at the course of study for high schoolers and middle schoolers within our school district. And then I map out, as you can see on this board, I map out the math courses that one may take during those years. In the 12th grade, students normally take calculus, pre-cal, statistics, or some type of business math. And that depends on the math courses they take prior to entering senior year. In the 11th grade, within my school district, students normally take pre-calculus or algebra 2. In 10th grade, they're taking algebra 2 or geometry. And in the 9th grade, they're normally taking geometry or algebra 1. But as you can see, in the 8th grade here, I have notated that our goal is to have my son have a high school credit for algebra 1. Within our homeschool journey, that's our goal. Algebra 1 that will receive high school credit if he so decides to enter into public school. If he decides to enter into public school in the 9th grade, he will take geometry. If we are still homeschooling within the 9th grade, then he'll be taking geometry for high school credit within our homeschool. So if that's what I want, I had to figure out, what does that mean for us now? My son is in the 5th grade. So what type of math track do I need to have him take between 5th grade and 7th grade in order for him to have an 8th grade high school credit for algebra 1, and in order for him to graduate high school, whether it be homeschool or public school, with one of these courses here. And again, for the colleges within my state, normally these are the high school credits that they seek, along with, of course, ACT and SAT scores and grade point averages to determine qualifications for entrance. Again, guys, my goal is to just give my son options so that if he decides to go to a four-year institution, he has the minimum requirements needed as a homeschooler or as one transitioning from homeschool to public school in high school. So again, what does that mean for us? That means in the 7th grade, he has to have pre-algebra at a minimum. Okay, so in order for him to have high school credit algebra 1 in 8th grade, we have to attempt and pass pre-algebra in the 7th grade. So this is what we decided to do. For the 6th grade, which is next year, we're going to have him attempt pre-algebra in the 6th grade. I think he will be fine, but again, things change with our children. Interests change with our children. Difficulties may begin to pop up. So we may or we may not do well in pre-algebra in 6th grade, but that's our goal. Next year, we will do pre-algebra. As he matriculates to the 7th grade here, then we will decide, how did he do in pre-algebra? If he did well, he passed it, and he feels confident and comfortable, then we will move on to an integrated elementary algebra and geometry course. And this is an introductory course to Algebra 1 and geometry. I have found a few books that integrate the two subjects together and show how they work and how they intertwine. If the book that I have is considered an honors book, so if that is too difficult for him, I will do some research and we will find another math program, but I do want a program that integrates algebra and geometry together for the purpose of giving an introduction to him. If he doesn't do well in sixth grade with pre-algebra, then we will attempt to do that using a different curriculum or maybe an online course of some sort in the seventh grade again. And this is how I mapped my math track. Let me show you science. Same thing for science, guys. In order for my son to have his biology credit before he enters high school, again, I want him to have a biology credit before he enters high school. What we have to do, we have to make sure that prior to him entering a traditional biology course, that he has some basics. So we figured if that's what we want, let's give him an introductory course to chemistry and physics in the seventh grade. In the sixth grade next year, let's go ahead and give him anatomy and physiology and a complete understanding of all the human body systems. And that brings us to this year, fifth grade. Currently in fifth grade, what we're doing life science, earth science, and physical science. Physical science are like your physics, chemistry, astronomy / space science. Your earth science are topics or subjects like ecology, geology, oceanography, meteorology, and it also overlaps with physical science because it includes a little bit of space science. Your life sciences are like your human biology, your botany, your zoology, your anatomy and physiology. So all of these things that I just mentioned, we're going to pursue and integrate within our fifth grade year this year, 2018-2019 school year. And then, of course, it may bleed a little bit into the sixth grade, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Whatever we don't finish in fifth, we'll finish off in the sixth. And then in the sixth grade, like I said, we're going to do an entire series or course, about 6 months, maybe 7 months, in anatomy and physiology, and we'll take about 3 to 4 months to do the human body system. And again, let's go back to eighth grade. If he has a biology high school credit in the eighth grade, if he decides to enter public school, he'll have that credit and he'll start off as a freshman in high school with chemistry. Okay, and then in the 10th grade, he'll go ahead to physics, and in the 11th grade, he can either do a dual credit course with a community college, or he can take like AP physics or AP chemistry or AP biology. It just depends on what route he wants to take. In the 12th grade, if we keep this path, he can do another dual credit, or he can do or decide to not have a science. And this is what our school district, again, allows. Some examples within our school district, the approved dual credit science courses are things such as anatomy and physiology college course. It includes forensic science. And it includes some other type of specific sciences related to the medical field. But if my son is not interested in engineering or some type of science or some type of medicine, he may not decide to do a dual credit enrollment. He may decide to go ahead and do an AP biology, an AP chemistry, and AP physics. And again, the point of that, whether it be math or science, is to basically allow him to graduate high school with college credit, giving him the opportunity to take an AP exam, pass it to get credit, to do dual enrollment to give him credit, or to take something that we call the CLEP exam, which means you're basically taking a college course not a course, you're taking a college type test, and if you pass it, they will give you college credit, and the college that you decide to go, of course, has to accept that CLEP credit. But these are the tracks that we have decided to map out for our son, and when my daughter gets older, these will be very similar tracks for her. Again, it just depends on what our school district has in play, and of course we will work with the counselors, the school counselors within our school district, just to make sure things haven't changed and we are mapping out things properly. Again, just to make sure if we decide to, or if he decides to go into public school and high school, that he has all the necessary requirements needed and that he doesn't have to repeat anything. So I hope this video was of benefit. I hope it was useful, and hopefully you found something of interest. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments section below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And as always, guys, be blessed and make it a great day. Bye.